Welcome back to our channel, Coin Collectors. Today we're diving into the rarest Washington $quarter coins ever minted in the United States. You might have some of these coins sitting in your change and not even know it. From rare mint marks to incredible error coins, these Washington quarters are highly sought after by collectors and can be worth thousands of dollars. Stick around as we break down their history, show you what to look for, and reveal the coins that could turn your collection into a gold mine. Let's get started. First up, the Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1965, it had become a staple of U.S. circulation. The 1965 Washington quarter marked a pivotal moment in American coinage because it was the first year that quarters were struck without any silver content. Previously, Washington quarters were made of 90% silver, but due to the rising price of silver and a nationwide coin shortage, the U.S. Mint shifted to a clad composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. This made the 1965 quarters distinct from their predecessors while still maintaining the iconic design created by John Flanagan. The obverse of the 1965 Washington quarter features a classic profile of George Washington, facing left, with the inscription "Liberty" above and "In God We Trust" to the left of the portrait. The reverse showcases a majestic eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, framed by two olive branches, symbolizing both strength and peace. Despite the change in metal composition, the overall design remained faithful to Flanagan's original 1932 vision, ensuring continuity for collectors and the general public alike. Unlike previous quarters, the 1965 Washington quarter does not bear a mint mark. This was standard for quarters produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints during this transitional year. The absence of silver and the large production run, estimated at over 1.6 billion coins, means that the 1965 quarter was widely circulated. Despite this, uncirculated specimens are sought after by collectors because they showcase the coin's original luster and sharpness of design, which are often lost in regular circulation. The 1965 Washington quarter represents a turning point in U.S. coinage history. It was the first year of the clad era for quarters, which continued through to today. For collectors, this makes the 1965 quarter an important historical marker, bridging the Silver Age and the modern clad age. The transition to a copper-nickel composition also reflects broader economic factors, such as inflation, the rising price of precious metals, and the evolving needs of the U.S. Mint to meet circulation demands. Uncirculated 1965 Washington quarters can vary in value depending on the coin's condition and grading. Coins in perfect condition with full luster and no contact marks may fetch slightly higher prices, generally ranging from $1.50 to $5, depending on the grading service or collector interest. While not considered a high-value coin in terms of monetary worth, its historical significance and appeal among completionist collectors make it a valuable addition to any collection. Collectors often look for coins with minimal wear, sharp strike, and a brilliant, original finish. Since the 1965 quarters were minted in large numbers, rarity is not the main driver of value. Instead, quality and eye appeal are crucial. Certain varieties, such as coins with exceptional luster or unusual toning, may command a premium. Grading by professional services like PCGS or NGC can help establish the coin's market value and assure buyers of its authenticity and condition. The 1965 Washington quarter circulated widely throughout the United States during a time of great social and economic change. It was the era of the space race, civil rights movements, and a rapidly growing economy. As such, the coin is not just a numismatic item but also a cultural artifact, representing the everyday life of mid-1960s America. Collectors today appreciate it for both its historical context and its role in the evolution of U.S. coinage. If you're looking to add a 1965 Washington quarter to your collection, consider looking for uncirculated examples with minimal handling marks. Coins graded MS-60 to MS-65 are particularly popular, as they exhibit the original luster and detail without excessive imperfections. It's also worth noting that many coins were saved in mint sets by collectors in the 1960s, making them relatively easy to find in higher grades compared to earlier silver quarters. While the 1965 quarter is not a rare or high-value coin in absolute terms, it can be a solid starting point for new collectors or a useful addition for completionists. The value tends to remain stable, with modest increases tied to demand for uncirculated or specially graded coins. For investors, this coin represents more of a historical and educational purchase rather than a speculative investment, offering insight into the evolution of U.S. coinage and mid-century American history. In conclusion, the 1965 Washington quarter is much more than just a coin. It is a marker of historical change, a symbol of American heritage, and a collectible that continues to attract interest from numismatists worldwide. If you happen to have an uncirculated 1965 quarter without a mint mark, you're holding a piece of history that captures the transition from silver to clad coinage. Be sure to subscribe for more in-depth videos on U.S. coins, rare collectibles, and tips on building a valuable coin collection. Don't forget to like, comment, and share your thoughts about this iconic Washington quarter. Next up. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, the quarter's obverse features a dignified portrait of the first U.S. president, while the reverse showcases an eagle with outstretched wings perched atop a bundle of arrows and olive branches, a symbol of strength and peace. By 1967, the quarter had undergone minor changes in striking techniques and metal composition but retained its iconic design that collectors and the general public alike recognized instantly. This year marked a transitional period in U.S. coinage history, especially because of the ongoing move from silver to clad compositions. Unlike earlier quarters, which were made of 90% silver, the 1967 Washington quarter is composed of a copper-nickel clad, featuring an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. This change, implemented in 1965, was due to the rising price of silver, which made silver coins increasingly impractical for everyday circulation. The 1967 edition was produced without a mint mark, indicating that it was minted at the Philadelphia Mint, the primary coinage facility of the United States at the time. Understanding this composition is crucial for collectors, as it directly impacts the coin's intrinsic and collectible value. The 1967 quarter continues to honor Flanagan's original design. George Washington's profile is sharply detailed, showing the contours of his face and hair, while the inscriptions "Liberty" and the motto, "In God We Trust" remain crisp and legible. The reverse eagle design emphasizes symmetry and balance, with finely engraved feathers and a strong, protective posture over the arrows and olive branches. Coins in nice condition typically retain most of these design elements, making them highly desirable for collectors who prioritize both historical accuracy and visual appeal. The Philadelphia Mint struck a staggering 883,398,000 Washington quarters in 1967 without a mint mark, making them far from rare in terms of production numbers. However, the coin's collectible appeal stems from its age, historical context, and condition. Coins that have survived decades in uncirculated or lightly circulated condition are increasingly harder to find, as most quarters from this era were used in daily transactions and show significant wear. Collectors value coins that display minimal wear, sharp details, and a pleasing luster. Grading plays a pivotal role in determining the value of the 1967 quarter. Coins in nice condition generally correspond to the very fine, VF, or extremely fine, EF/XF, categories on the standard numismatic scale. A VF coin shows moderate wear on high points but retains clear lettering and detailed features. An EF coin, on the other hand, displays only slight wear and nearly full original detail. Coins in mint state MS condition, which are uncirculated and retain their original luster, command premium prices in today's market. In today's market, a 1967 Washington quarter with no mint mark in nice, VF to EF, condition generally ranges in value from 50 cents to $2 USD. Coins graded in higher uncirculated conditions, especially MS-65 or better, can fetch anywhere from $5 to $15 or more depending on eye appeal, strike quality, and overall preservation. While not as intrinsically valuable as older silver quarters, this coin is a staple for collectors seeking to complete date and type sets or for those who appreciate mid-20th century U.S. coinage. The 1967 quarter represents a turning point in U.S. monetary history. It symbolizes the shift away from precious metals and everyday coins and reflects the economic challenges of the 1960s, including inflation and rising commodity prices. It also sits at the cusp of a modern era in coin collecting, bridging the gap between silver coinage collectors and those who focus on clad coins. Owning this coin is not just about monetary value, it's about holding a piece of American history that witnessed social, economic, and political changes during the mid-20th century. If you're looking to add a 1967 Washington quarter to your collection, focus on coins that display minimal wear, strong strike quality, and an even, attractive patina. Avoid coins that are heavily scratched, cleaned aggressively, or have damage from circulation. Proper storage in acid-free holders, coin flips, or albums will help preserve the coin's condition. For serious collectors, having coins professionally graded can significantly enhance resale value and provide a guarantee of authenticity and condition. Staying informed about coin values requires ongoing research, and subscribing to numismatic magazines, newsletters, or online coin value databases can be invaluable. Prices fluctuate based on collector demand, economic trends, and the overall supply of well-preserved coins. Joining online forums or local coin clubs also provides insider knowledge, trading opportunities, and expert advice on spotting rare varieties, errors, and high-grade examples of the 1967 Washington quarter. In summary, the 1967 Washington quarter without a mint mark is a fascinating and accessible collectible for coin enthusiasts. While not extraordinarily rare, its historical significance, aesthetic appeal, and role in U.S. monetary history make it a valuable addition to any collection. Whether you're a casual collector or a dedicated numismatist, understanding its history, condition, and market value will allow you to appreciate this coin not only as currency but as a tangible link to America's past. Remember, every coin has a story, and the 1967 Washington quarter is no exception. A small, copper-nickel piece carrying decades of history right in your hands. Next up. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, replacing the standing Liberty quarter. By 1987, the design had been a staple of American coinage for more than half a century. The 1987 quarter continues the classic obverse design featuring George Washington's bust, crafted by sculptor John Flanagan, whose original design became the enduring face of the U.S. quarter. The reverse features the traditional eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows, with two olive branches beneath, symbolizing strength and peace. The 1987 issue is particularly interesting because it reflects the U.S. Mint's dedication to producing millions of quarters each year to meet circulation demands while maintaining design consistency. This specific coin bears the D Mint mark, indicating it was minted at the Denver Mint. The Denver Mint has a long history of producing high-quality coins for both circulation and collectors. Coins from Denver often have slightly different striking characteristics than those from the Philadelphia Mint, and collectors pay attention to subtle differences in luster, strike quality, and minting anomalies. While not necessarily rarer than Philadelphia or San Francisco strikes for this year, the Denver quarters are prized for their well-balanced design and clean strike quality in collectible conditions. The 1987 Washington quarter is made primarily of a clad composition, with a core of pure copper sandwiched between outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel. The coin measures 24.26 millimeters in diameter and weighs 5.67 grams. This composition replaced the silver quarters that were minted prior to 1965. Collectors often note the weight and thickness as important factors for verifying authenticity and assessing wear. In very good condition, these coins retain much of their original detail, particularly in Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, and the rim inscriptions. By 1987, the Washington quarter was firmly established as a key component of everyday American currency. With billions in circulation, It was common in wallets, registers, and vending machines across the country. Despite this, many collectors seek out high-grade examples from this era because circulation coins often show significant wear, which reduces collectible value. A very good condition coin, therefore, is already above the average found in pocket change, making it appealing to collectors who want a balance between affordability and quality. The value of a 1987 D Washington quarter in very good condition is modest but meaningful for collectors. In most coin catalogs, such a coin typically ranges from 25 cents to $2, depending on exact wear, luster, and eye appeal. While this coin isn't rare, variations in strike quality, minor mint errors, and well-preserved examples can fetch slightly higher prices. For those looking to invest or complete a collection, purchasing a 1987 D in very good condition is a practical choice because it represents both history and affordability. When collecting 1987 Washington quarters, focus on coins with clear details on Washington's profile, minimal scratches, and a strong rim. Avoid coins with heavy wear, nicks, or discoloration as these reduce overall value. Collectors also enjoy comparing coins from the Denver and Philadelphia mints to spot subtle differences in strikes. Keeping coins in protective holders and avoiding frequent handling preserves their grade and can slowly increase their collectible value over time. The 1987 Washington quarter is part of a long lineage that remains in circulation today. Interestingly, while the basic design did not change until the state quarters program in 1999, subtle variations in die production created minor differences between coins. Some coins may exhibit doubled die markings or slight errors that make them more desirable to collectors. Additionally, the Denver Mint often produced coins with sharper details compared to other mints, a subtle distinction that serious collectors appreciate. When compared to other quarters from the 1980s, the 1987 D holds its own in terms of availability and appeal. Coins from earlier in the decade may show more wear simply due to circulation, while coins from later in the 1980s can sometimes command slightly higher interest among collectors completing date runs. The Denver strike is generally preferred by collectors who prioritize strike quality and clean details, which makes the 1987 D a common yet solid addition to any collection. Collecting coins like the 1987 D Washington quarter allows enthusiasts to appreciate U.S. history, art, and minting craftsmanship. Even though it's a modern coin by historical standards, it represents a transitional period in U.S. coinage. For beginner collectors, this coin offers accessibility, historical context, and potential for incremental value growth. It's also a wonderful educational tool for younger collectors learning to distinguish mint marks, grades, and compositions. In conclusion, the 1987 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in very good condition is a modestly valuable but historically rich collectible. While not rare, it offers insight into U.S. minting practices, design continuity, and coin collecting fundamentals. If you're looking to start or expand your collection, coins like this are perfect for learning, trading, and preserving a piece of American history. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more detailed coin guides and valuations. You never know what hidden treasures might be hiding in your pocket change. Next up. The Washington quarter was originally issued in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1998, the quarter had become a standard circulating coin, but it still carries the same classic portrait of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse features the traditional eagle with outstretched wings, a design that had been standard until the state quarters program began in 1999. The 1998 edition thus represents the last years of the classic eagle reverse, making it historically significant. The 1998 quarter with a P mint mark was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, one of the United States Mint's most historic production facilities. Philadelphia Mint coins are generally more common than some other mint marks, such as the Denver D Mint, but the quality and condition of the coin play a huge role in determining its value to collectors. In 1998, millions of these coins were produced, meaning the coin is not rare in terms of mintage, but condition and collector interest still make it valuable. Let's take a closer look at the design. On the obverse, you'll notice George Washington's profile facing left, complete with fine detail in his hair and the word Liberty boldly inscribed at the top. The year, 1998, is clearly shown below his portrait. On the reverse, the American bald eagle perches on a bundle of arrows with 2 olive branches beneath it. The eagle represents strength and freedom, while the arrows and olive branches symbolize preparedness for defense and a desire for peace. Your 1998 quarter's condition significantly affects its value. A very fine condition, or VF, means the coin shows moderate wear but retains most of its design details. You can still see the feathers on the eagle and the lines in Washington's hair. Coins in this grade are considered collectible, though not at the level of uncirculated or proof coins. For collectors, very fine coins are appealing because they balance affordability with historical appeal. So, how much is a 1998 Washington quarter in very fine condition worth today? In most coin markets, these coins generally range from around 50 cents to $1.50 each, depending on demand, collector interest, and where the coin is being sold. While it's not a high-value coin, it's still a solid addition to any collection and represents a tangible piece of U.S. numismatic history. Coins with exceptional eye appeal, luster, or minimal wear could sell for slightly more. If you're looking to collect Washington quarters from the 1990s, it's a good idea to focus on coins with strong details and clean surfaces. Avoid coins that are heavily scratched, corroded, or damaged, as these dramatically reduce value. Keeping your quarters stored properly in coin holders, albums, or protective sleeves will maintain their condition and ensure they retain value for years to come. You might wonder why collectors still pursue coins like the 1998 Washington quarter. The answer lies in both nostalgia and continuity. These quarters represent the end of the classic eagle design era, just before the state quarters program transformed the reverse designs of U.S. coins. Collecting them provides historical context, helps you understand coin production trends, and can even be the foundation for a full Washington quarter collection spanning decades. If you enjoy exploring coin history and want more content like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. We cover everything from rare coins to modern circulating issues, so you'll always be in the know about U.S. coins. Comment below if you own a 1998 quarter or have an interesting coin story to share. Your coins might even be featured in an upcoming video. To wrap up, the 1998 Washington quarter with a Philadelphia mint mark in very fine condition may not be extremely rare, but it's a meaningful piece of numismatic history. From its classic eagle reverse to Washington's dignified profile, this coin embodies decades of U.S. coinage tradition. Whether you're a beginner collector or a seasoned numismatist, this quarter deserves a spot in your collection. Thanks for watching and happy collecting.